Hello, everyone. In this video, we will discuss who designed the Sydney Opera House, who uses the Opera House today, who funded the construction of the Sydney Opera House, what is the Sydney Opera House, what makes it unique, what materials were used in its construction, what were the major challenges faced during the construction of the Opera House, what are some significant events or performances that have taken place there. When was the Sydney Opera House designed and built? When did the Sydney Opera House become a UNESCO World Heritage Site? Why was the Sydney Opera House built? Why is it significant? Why was Bennelong Point chosen as the site for the Opera House? Why did the construction costs far exceed the original budget? How can people visit or attend events? How has the Sydney Opera House contributed to Australia's cultural identity? Who designed the Sydney Opera House? The Sydney Opera House was designed by a Danish architect named Jørn Utzon. He won an international competition in 1957 with his unique and innovative design, which features the building's famous sail-like roofs. His vision and creativity led to the creation of one of the world's most iconic and recognizable structures. Who uses the Opera House today? Today, the Sydney Opera House is used by a wide variety of people. Performers, including musicians, opera singers, dancers, and actors from around the world, hold shows and events there. It's also a popular place for tourists who come to see its beautiful architecture and attend performances. Additionally, it hosts conferences, exhibitions, and community events, making it a busy and vibrant cultural center. Who funded the construction of the Sydney Opera House? The construction of the Sydney Opera House was funded primarily through a series of lotteries organized by the New South Wales NSW government. These lotteries, known as the Opera House lotteries, were specifically created to raise the necessary funds for the project. They began in the late 1950s and were very successful, generating the majority of the money required to cover the construction costs. Additionally, there was some government funding and public support, but the lotteries were the main source of financial backing. What is the Sydney Opera House? The Sydney Opera House is a famous building in Sydney, Australia, known for its unique and beautiful design that looks like large white sails. It is a place where people go to watch performances like concerts, operas, plays, and ballets. It is also a popular tourist attraction, with millions of visitors each year coming to see its stunning architecture and enjoy various events. The Opera House hosts over 1,500 performances each year and offers guided tours, making it an important cultural and tourist destination in Australia. What makes it unique? The Sydney Opera House is unique because of its striking design that looks like a series of large white sails or shells. This innovative and artistic architecture sets it apart from other buildings. Its location on Sydney Harbour adds to its beauty, providing a stunning backdrop. The Opera House is also unique because it combines several performance venues under one roof, allowing it to host a wide variety of events. Its blend of cutting-edge design and cultural significance makes it one of the most iconic and admired buildings in the world. What materials were used in its construction? Concrete, used for the structure, including the famous sail-like roofs. Ceramic tiles, over 1 million glossy, white, and matte. Cream-colored tiles cover the roofs, giving them their distinctive look. Glass. Large glass walls provide stunning views of Sydney Harbour and allow natural light into the building. Steel, used to support the roofs and for other structural elements. Granite. The building's podium is made from pink granite, which comes from a quarry in Taranto, New South Wales. Wood. High-quality wood, including white birch and brush box, is used for interior finishes and furnishings, adding warmth and elegance to the spaces. What were the major challenges faced during the construction of the Opera House? Complex design. Jørn Utzon's unique sail-like design was difficult to build. The engineers had to figure out how to construct the curved roofs, which had never been done before. Innovative engineering. To support the heavy concrete roofs, new and innovative engineering solutions were needed. This required advanced calculations and techniques. Cost overruns. The project went way over budget. Originally estimated at $7 million, the final cost was around $102 million. This caused financial strain and required additional funding. Time delays. The Opera House took much longer to build than expected. It was supposed to take 4 years, but ended up taking 14 years, from 1959 to 1973. Political and management issues. There were disagreements and conflicts among the architects, engineers, and government officials. This led to Jørn Utzon resigning from the project in 1966, and other architects had to finish the work. What are some significant events or performances that have taken place there? Opening ceremony, 1973. The Opera House was officially opened by Queen Elizabeth II on October 20th, 1973, with a grand ceremony and performances. The first opera performed was War and Peace by Sergei Prokofiev, staged in the Joan Sutherland Theatre in 1973. New Year's Eve celebrations. The Opera House is a central feature of Sydney's New Year's Eve fireworks, with spectacular displays seen around the world. Sydney Opera House, 40th anniversary, 2013. Celebrations included special performances, events, and a stunning light show projected onto the sails. When was the Sydney Opera House designed and built? The design competition, was announced in 1956. Danish architect Jørn Utsen's design was selected as the winner in 1957. Construction begins. Building started in 1959. It was a challenging project due to the innovative design and engineering requirements. Completion. The construction took 14 years to complete. The Sydney Opera House was finished in 1973. Opening. It was officially opened on October 20th, 1973 by Queen Elizabeth II. When did the Sydney Opera House become a UNESCO World Heritage Site? The Sydney Opera House became a UNESCO World Heritage Site on June 28, 2007. This recognition means that the Opera House is considered of great cultural and historical importance to the world and is protected for future generations to enjoy. Why was the Sydney Opera House built? The Sydney Opera House was built to create a world-class performing arts center in Sydney. The goal was to provide a place for opera, music, theater, and other cultural events. It aimed to enhance the cultural life of the city and become a landmark that would attract visitors from around the world. It was also intended to symbolize Australia's creativity and progress on the global stage. Why is it significant? Architectural marvel. Its unique design with sail-like roofs makes it one of the most famous and recognizable buildings in the world. Cultural hub. It hosts a wide range of performances, including opera, theater, music, and dance, making it a key center for the arts. Symbol of Australia. The Opera House is an iconic symbol of Australia, much like the Eiffel Tower is for France. It represents the country's creativity and innovation. Tourist attraction. It attracts millions of visitors each year, contributing to Sydney's tourism and economy. World Heritage Site. Being a UNESCO. World Heritage Site highlights its global cultural and historical importance, ensuring its preservation for future generations. Why was Bennelong Point chosen as the site for the Opera House? Scenic location. It is located on Sydney Harbour, providing a beautiful and dramatic setting with water views on 3 sides. Visibility. The site is highly visible from many parts of the city and from the water, making it an iconic landmark. Historical significance. Bennelong Point had historical importance, as it was named after Woollarawara Bennelong, an Aboriginal man who was a mediator between the local indigenous people and the early British settlers. Accessibility. It is close to the city center and well connected by public transport, making it easily accessible for visitors and performers. Why did the construction costs far exceed the original budget? Complex design. Jørn Utsen's unique and innovative design was much more complicated to build than initially thought, requiring new engineering solutions. Technical challenges. The construction of the sail-like roofs was particularly difficult and required advanced, costly techniques and materials. Changing plans. There were many changes and adjustments to the original plans during construction, which added to the costs. Extended timeline. The project took much longer to complete than expected, from an estimated 4 years to 14 years, increasing labor and material costs. Inadequate initial budget. The original budget estimate of $7 million was unrealistic and didn't account for the project's true complexity and scope. These factors combined led to the final cost being around $102 million, significantly higher than the initial estimate. How can people visit or attend events? Buying tickets. Tickets for performances such as concerts, operas, and theater shows can be purchased online through the Opera House's official website, by phone, or at the box office on site. Guided tours. Visitors can join guided tours to explore the inside of the Opera House, learn about its history, and see areas that are usually not open to the public. These tours can also be booked online or at the venue. Dining and shops. The Opera House has restaurants, bars, and shops, where visitors can enjoy meals and buy souvenirs without attending a performance. Free events. Sometimes there are free events and activities, such as outdoor concerts or public exhibitions, which anyone can attend. How has the Sydney Opera House contributed to Australia's cultural identity? Iconic symbol. It has become a national symbol, recognized worldwide, much like the Eiffel Tower is for France. It represents modern Australia and its creative spirit. 3. Cultural hub. As a center for performing arts, it hosts a wide range of cultural events, including music, theater, dance, and opera, showcasing Australian and international talent. 4. Tourism. It attracts millions of visitors each year, boosting tourism and helping people from around the world associate Australia with high culture and beautiful architecture. 5. Inspiration. Its innovative design has inspired architects and artists both in Australia and globally, promoting a reputation for bold and creative thinking. 6. National pride. The Opera House instills pride among Australians as a landmark that reflects their country's achievements in art, architecture, and engineering.